Happy Wednesday. We're here again. Sessions, what number are we? Six. And this is a really, really nice discussion episode we're going to have today. We're going to talk about being strong and getting fit with Evan Watanabe. Wata Fitness.
Wata
So,
Fitness.
yes, sir. So anyway, the cool thing about it is Evan is my trainer. So this is really cool and special. It's going to be fun. So let's see. Just to start out, Evan, just give the quick background and what led you into fitness and why is this so important?
Yeah, first, thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here. And as I posted on Instagram, maybe I realized my dream of being a podcaster. I listen to podcasts or webinars and seminars online all the time. And so to be actually on one myself is pretty funny to me. But yeah, my background, I've been personal training for, I think it'll be 10 years next year. But I was a soccer coach before this, high school mainly, for like 14 years before that. So actually, obviously, I've been in the sports realm for a long time. I played myself sports since I was 5 years old,
Wow.
soccer and baseball. I still play when I can. I play softball once a week with the guys I've been playing since for, I think it's been 25 years now.
Nice.
Soccer, not as much anymore, but obviously I'm still staying physical. I have my bachelor's in kinesiology with a emphasis in coaching. I have my master's in kinesiology with an emphasis in sports and exercise psychology, or sorry, sports and fitness psychology. And then I have an NASAM certified personal trainer. And obviously, I feel that being fit and able to do things in your life is very important to your quality of life. Um, and I myself have obviously been working out for a long time and all various routes, CrossFit, regular training, high intensity interval training, and sports and athletics for now it seems like a very long time.
Very, very good. So you're qualified.
Yeah,
So I picked the right guy,
I think
or
so
my wife picked the
sometimes.
right guy
Exactly.
for me. Well, very good. So it's interesting. Everyone's always like, for years, I remember long ago, everyone was like cardio, 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 cardio. And now a lot of the emphasis, or not emphasis, but there's a lot more attention brought to strength.
Hmm.
Um,
Of course.
and talk a little more on that, and like when did we see this kind of change coming?
I know ever since I started my kinesiology work, there's obviously been strength training has been huge. Um, I personally am more into strength training than maybe some other of the personal training backgrounds. Or, there's obviously personal trainers who do all types. There's bodybuilders, there's circuit training, to name a few, fitness classes, which I kind of do, as you know. But strength training is obviously really big on me. I'm actually going through my recertifications right now. And, it really goes back to strength training. There's a correlation to how much muscle you have to helps you in longevity in life. So as we get older, we lose muscle mass, and if we lose muscle mass too much, it really has an effect on how we live and how long we live. So I believe that strength training, resistance training, building muscle and maintaining your muscle will really help you live a longer life and be
Yeah,
happier.
yeah. But they say it's better to be the oldest person in the gym than the youngest person in the nursing home.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what exactly is happening inside the body when you're lifting weights and just
So
to,
basically, I live by the motto of the KISS model. Have you ever heard of that one? Keep it simple, and then they stupid. Keep it simple,
yeah,
stupid. Right. Um, so I like to say pretty basic. Obviously you're lifting weights, you're putting tension or on the body and making it respond. We talk about micro tears in the muscles to make them grow and repair and make you stronger. Um, it also goes to how you're eating. I like to also tell clients because if you're not eating properly, your body's not going to repair properly.
Mm.
Um, so, so my goal is to help people do those exercises where they're, getting a nice workout. It's obviously not too easy, but I don't want people to be doing it too hard as well. I don't want people to be too sore. I want them to come back. That's the biggest part of my job, I think, is retention and making it fun for people and having to come back. But again, just going out there, I say 2 to 3 days a week for strength training is going to see the best results. Again, putting a strain where you're doing something. It's not just going through the motions, and you're having those. I follow Arnold Schwarzenegger a lot. He calls it the hard reps. So making sure that you are again making it a little bit hard. Not go. I don't personally like to go full out max every single time or that often, but again, just making it so that it's a hard rep where you're tired, your muscles are getting fatigued, so that your
Yeah.
body can repair properly and make that more muscle for yourself.
Uh-huh. Wow. Okay. So yeah, the muscles have to tear and break up a little bit to grow. And
Correct.
then
Easy stuff.
that's easy enough for me to understand.
I mean, I
Uh,
always think that like in our industry, people like to get really deep into it, but again, people have a lot going on in their lives. So my goal is to have them come in and again be easy, something they don't have to think about, make it. So I help them, you know, plan, and it's something not less to think about once a day,
yeah.
or a couple times a week. Sorry.
Yeah, that's good too. And so much of it, I remember years before trying to work out, and it's kind of intimidating. You go
Yeah,
in,
of course.
see all this equipment, you see somebody that looks like they know what to do, and without guidance, that's probably why what is it they call January 7th Quitters Day
Yeah.
or going to the
Yeah, of
gym.
course. Going to the gym is there's anxiety in people that go into the gym. Um, I have clients that range from everywhere. Um, I have a couple of clients in their 20s, a couple of clients in their 80s.
Hmm.
Some of them who have been working out their whole life, some of them who come from sports, some of them who come straight from retirement and haven't been to the gym in 20 years sometimes. And
Hmm.
I always tell them, well, the hardest part is getting in the gym. So, and they are, that's one of the main reasons people don't go to the gym because of the anxiety and the intimidation factor. The people in there making lots of noises, grunting, and yelling, screaming, dropping weights on the ground, and so that's like one of the main things I try to do is try to make them feel comfortable as possible. They've already made the decision to come to the gym, so again, I know they're taking time out of their day. I know our sessions usually run 45 minutes to 60 minutes, but as I was watching a seminar last night, it was talking about, those people, it's not just 60 minutes for most people. They have to remember that they got to get there, they got to get home, they got to change, all that stuff. So, it's more than 60 minutes time of a day for someone else. So all that time they put in, I got to make sure they come in and try not to think, not think, but give them something easy to, something they don't have to worry about, I should say. Take that
That's
anxiety
awesome.
off them as much as possible.
And it's fun because just you're really creative with the different exercises, so you don't know what you're going to get. How do you actually come up with the different exercises, and what do you do when, because every client is they're doing something
Doing
different.
something different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Again, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. As again, Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, there's lifts that people have been doing forever. It's just about changing the modality, changing the rep range, changing the weights. Um, you see me with my iPad, so I've got my iPad out there. It's got, I put all, if I, sorry, a bunch of different exercises. I keep cataloged for kind of for each body part that, like I think we need to hit. Um, and, I try to hit the big 5 or 6 lifts throughout the week, which is, bench press, overhead press, back squat or squats in general, hip hinges for the hamstrings and glutes, I said overhead press, and lunges and rowing. Sorry, that's the other one I was thinking about, rowing.
Hmm.
So, just about kind of figuring out. Most people come for 2 or 3 days a week. So the people that are coming 2 days a week, I try to do them upper body and a lower body. A couple people, if the person who I'm working with knows that their body responds better to full body, I'll do full body, but just kind of mix those two up.
Hmm.
For someone that comes 3 days a week, I typically do full body on one day and then a lower and a bottom split. And again, it's
Okay.
just about, there's obviously millions of things we could do. Our gym's fully equipped with every, you know, modality, every piece of equipment you can do. So it's just about changing up a little bit, but not enough to where it's too much, I like to say. But I know I try to keep it fresh. I myself personally don't like to do the same lifts every week. I'm not a
Uh-huh.
guy who does, Mondays, arms and backs or whatever. I myself will switch it up a little bit as I go because I do like that variability within the gym.
Very, very good. Um, so let's see. We'll take it by the decade.
Okay.
So in your 20s, what are you trying to do?
In 20s, it depends here where you're at, but you're gonna probably push a little harder.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you are gonna do a little bit more high intensity stuff, or if you're, looking for more weight. I think it really doesn't matter for me personally what decade you're in. Um, as long as you're doing it. The most biggest thing is just to do it. I think that's the biggest problem is staying consistent. I have
Uh-huh.
clients who obviously I've been in the industry now, what I say almost 10 years. A handful of them have been with me for that whole time. And I've gained a couple as I've gone over the years. I used to work in uh, a more, say, small boutique gym where it was run by a bodybuilder. And, he had a couple trainers underneath him. And we would just, get clients as we went. And everybody in the gym, uh, again, do different stuff. So it's not a
Uh-huh.
full group classes where like I've been in group classes where everybody does the same thing every time and you kind of cycle through.
Yeah.
Um, but I, again, like to let everybody go at their own pace. Not everybody is obviously at the same level. So doing that for me, I just prefer to do it so where I can get the people in, have them work on what they've want to do, their goals. If anybody's got a specific goal, they have that ability to come in and not have to worry about, if something's too hard or too easy or, waiting for somebody else. Everybody's kind of on their own. So the decades thing, I know there's you could probably go a little bit into detail about, yeah, you maybe need to do some things differently. Obviously,
Uh-huh.
if someone's a little bit younger, they can go a little harder. You can go challenge them a little bit more. But
Uh-huh.
at the same, in the end of the day, it's just about getting in there, being consistent, coming the times you're supposed to come, so you can do the things you want to do. Um,
Right.
I think the gym has a real emotional, physical, and social, uh, you know, attributes that can help you, obviously, in those three things in life. And so that's to me what I like to focus on when I'm in the gym.
Yeah. And then there's the accountability too.
Of course, yeah.
When you
And
say,
like, we've got like your hour, you've got a couple guys that in that hour. So you like to come in and see them as well. So it's not just me you're
Mhm.
coming to see, you're coming to see, a couple other guys. And no, I don't let you guys talk too much. So you're actually doing something in the gym, but
Yeah.
having that social aspect, it also helps. I have a couple guys that I work out with um, and sometimes I work out with them and sometimes I work out by myself. And it's
Uh-huh.
obviously much more fun when they're around.
Yeah. So, can someone in their 50s and 60s and 70s still build muscle? And we know you
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, of
lose it.
course. Yeah, obviously, like I was talking to my friend this morning about this thing. He's like, "What are you going to tell him?" I'm like, "Well, as you get older, it's it's the thing. Work twice as hard for half the results." But I mean, people can still. Their studies have shown that people in their 70s and 80s can still build muscle as long as again they're following a plan. They're recovering properly,
Hmm.
getting the right nutrition, as I said earlier, making sure that they're getting enough protein so those muscles and their bones can get better and stay healthy. And
Hmm.
that's really the goal for what I am trying to do.
Okay. Very good. Cool. So, what was, so someone in their 70s and 80s, what are their, let's say 60s and 70s, what are their
Yeah.
typical goals?
So a couple people for them, um, balance becomes a more bigger problem
Balance. Yeah.
with them. So balance training, I work with a couple uh, people in their 80s, and I work a lot of balance with them. We will again do a little bit less weight, more reps, so higher rep range
Hmm.
for them. Um, but again, they're still doing the same workout, not same, I should say same, similar workouts, again, scaling to their ability so that they can still move. I've got the people that are in their 80s are chasing their grandkids around, babysitting their grandkids. So they are, still moving, doing the things they want to do.
Hmm.
Again, that's another one of the goals I think for people coming to the gym is being able to do the things you want to do. Um, you know, I know people, I have friends who, you invite them places, they're like, oh no, I can't go. I'm not feeling good. But like there's some of the stuff that we're doing, like maybe going on hikes or something that is not comfortable with their fitness level and going. Um, so, I think we are social beings. We're meant to move. So the gym to me helps me make sure that I can do everything that I want to do. My mom's in her late 70s now, mid 70s, I should say. She comes to the
Uh-huh.
gym, she's doing things all the time. She's got, 8 girlfriends that she goes on different nights of the week or, doing things all the time, staying, moving, doing, you know, not ever saying no to anything. It feels like she's always out
Uh-huh.
doing something with somebody. And I know that staying fit and physically active is very important to her. And so, of course, that makes me happy because then I know she's happy.
Yeah. That's so cool. I have a group of guys that I go ski with every year, and there's still some of the old dudes. One of the guys, 100 years old, still skiing,
Well,
and
yeah.
others in their 90s. And I think that was, and I have a 12-year-old daughter, and I'm 59, so it's like, oh boy, I want to be like those guys.
Yeah.
You know, it would
Yeah,
be nice
exactly.
to, you know, one day I'd like to be a grandfather. That'd be great, but I started
And
a little later.
I do have another, he's a couple months younger than my mom, so he's mid 70s. And there's a couple of younger people in the gym, and they're like, "How old is he?" Oh man, I hope I'm just as fit as he is when I'm that age. So having those goals and seeing other people doing it, you don't stop because there's no reason to stop, right? So you keep doing it and seeing other people moving in the gym. I mean, we, not my clients, but there's a couple other trainers in our gym. They've got clients. I know they're in the 80s and 70s and 80s as well. So um, seeing those people in the gym, see you it inspires you to, make sure that you are able to do those things when you get that age.
Yeah, that's true. So, oh, here's yeah, most underrated exercise. What would you just kind of spitball some crazy questions now?
Yeah, no problem. Probably like maybe people were like underrated or like least done.
Underrated. Yeah, it's like, you know what? I'm not going to do that because it doesn't seem like it's going to really do much.
All right, I'll tell you the one I don't like to do is sled pushes. I hate doing sled pushes, but I know they are really good for you.
Uh-huh.
Sled pushes. I used to do CrossFit and the workouts would go up, the night before. And so if I saw sled pushes, sorry,
Uh-huh.
um, I might turn my alarm off the next morning and say, sorry, I forgot to set my alarm.
That's funny.
That's probably the one I hate. We used to do sled pushes, 200 yard sled pushes, 320 pounds, and in the hot on the asphalt. That was the worst. Dry heaving every single time, running to the bathroom thinking you're going to puke, but never did.
Oh,
Because that's
wow.
a great body, full body. You got tension throughout your core to push. You got your arms tension. You got your legs pushing.
Uh-huh.
That's one of my least favorite things to do, but I know I try to do them when I can. Still, I still play softball, so those sled pushes really help me when I'm trying to sprint. And I'm now 45 years old, trying to sprint to first base. But I still
Uh,
call for a base runner every once in a while.
uh, so another interesting little question.
Okay.
What's if somebody could only because for whatever reason, people are still going to be, may not have the time or consider making the time or maybe even budget or something. That's like, oh, I can't go to a trainer.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone, or I'm in a neighborhood where there's no gyms around. And what would you tell them to do? Okay, I know you can't come over to see me, but what should you do at a minimum?
Yeah, again, I've been fortunate enough. The only reasons I've ever lost clients is moving away or someone who said they couldn't afford it. Maybe that was a lie, but I believe them. Um, I have helped those clients, if they've got enough to gather some sort of home gym. Obviously now today when we've got, things like OfferUp and Marketplace, you can find
Hmm.
something cheap to supplement your a supplement, get a little gym going in your house. So doing anything again, moving. So you could go outside, you could walk, you could jog, you could hike,
Hmm.
that's part of the also thing. What I always tell my clients, we live in Southern California. We're lucky. We've got so many opportunities outside to do things. We've got sunshine all the time. So getting outside, probably number one. Do calisthenics. You go find a park we got a couple parks in the area that have, adult fitness jungle gym style.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so that would be probably my first thing. I still do. I have the guys that I was talking about earlier. We work out there's a park in Costa Mesa, and we it's adult jungle gym, and so we just do circuit training on that. So find a place something like that, doing straight push-ups, doing some squats at your house.
Hmm.
You got again, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. So there's these workouts that we have been going around forever that everybody knows how to do.
Hmm.
Squats, lunges, um, hip hinges, get on the ground. You can do sit-ups, you can do glute bridges. It's just about doing it. That's the biggest problem, I think. A lot of people think, oh, I'll just do it later, and then something comes up, or I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. I'll start on Monday. I'll start on the first of the month. I'll start on the first of the year. It's just we've become this culture of doing that kind of thing, and it's just now. Why not now? So
Hmm.
my thing would be just make sure you're doing it. Show up. Tell people that you're doing it, so that they ask you, "Oh, was your workout today? Did you work out today?" Um, Again, accountability to just start I think is the hardest part for anybody. So if you don't have, again, you can find a trainer, you can go find a gym that's fairly cheap. I know I feel like gyms in here, I'm always getting calls or emails from gyms. Oh, start for this much, or someone referred you. You can come for a month for free. So I mean, you could
Hmm.
just that way you could probably go to a couple of gyms in the area for free, at least for a month, and you just
Yeah,
get the ball rolling. Then you can go at home. Um, so again, first thing is just do.
this dude.
Yeah,
All right, so I'm watching this playback and all right, got to do something, and people keep procrastinating.
of
What should
course.
person do like right now?
Go outside and take a walk. Go
Take
for
what?
take a walk.
Yeah.
Start with it easy. Just get up. Depending on their ability. Um, if you have worked out before, start fairly easy. Push
Hmm.
ups, sit ups, squats. Go for a walk. Repeat.
There
Again,
you
it's not trying to overdo it. You don't want to have, again, the more things we have to think about just gives us more anxiety and more reason to stop. So keep it simple.
go. Uh-huh. Okay. So, how do people find you? And they need a trainer. How do they get in touch with that?
Email me
Mm-hmm.
at watafitnesshb at gmail.com. The easiest
Uh-huh.
way. Um, Most of my clients are through friends. So it's the word of mouth is, my biggest selling, or I should say, advertisement. So if someone, obviously, if you know someone, obviously that's how I met you, kind of. Your wife
Mm-hmm.
was friends with a couple of the people that trained with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's obviously a big endorsement for me because they obviously have fun. They're coming back. They're telling people that,
Yeah,
they recommend me. So then other than that, that's the biggest compliment anybody
very
can give
good.
me.
Check it out.
Yeah. That's from all your push-ups you're doing.
No, it's coming there as well. That's so cool. So when you're not training and
Yeah.
working out,
Okay.
what are you doing?
I'm chasing around two little boys most of the time. I got two
Uh,
young boys, 4 and 6 years old. They were both playing baseball this last spring, so I was at the baseball field every day. Or not every day, almost every day. Feels like every day. One of them had practice 2 to 3 times a week, and then obviously on the weekends we were there for both their games. And then I'm a big sports fan, so I'm really excited for the World Cup coming up tomorrow.
mm-hmm.
I've been to two World Cups myself, so This one, I'm kind of a little mad at all the FIFA stuff like that. You know, the price and
Yeah.
everybody's heard about how expensive it is. I went to the World Cup in 2010. Um, I went to South Africa. I went to 7 games, including the final. I think it cost me that whole trip. If I went to 3 games in the first round, that's how much it would cost me right now. I'm just like blows my mind how much that stuff
Oh
costs. But
gosh. Yeah.
so kind of a little upsetting. A couple of our friends, it's coming to home. You want to pay. I'm like, I'm not paying that much. I could rather watch with you guys at home. So avid sports fan, watching baseball, soccer, hockey. What else? Football.
Mm,
My son
very.
has become a Dodger fan, which I'm not happy about because I'm a lifelong Angel fan.
Oh boy.
So
A house
um,
divided.
exactly.
That's
So that's what I'm doing. Sports all the time. So again, I kind of want to started. Like I said, it was my bachelor's was in coaching. Like I said, I coached high school soccer. Excuse me, high school soccer for a long time. So I was really going that route. But then, I really got into actually one of the kids that I coached. His dad was the bodybuilder I was talking about earlier, and
yeah.
they needed a trainer. And I talked to him. That's how I got in the business with them. And just really made me happy training people. I've been, can't say I can't be happier what I'm doing and being able to help people do the things they want to do and help people achieve their goals, as I like to say. And again, do things they want. I've had clients who've come into me so they could go on vacation in the summertime. I've had clients, like you said earlier, come in to, they want to go skiing and be able to ski longer in the winter.
Uh-huh.
So doing the leg exercises for all that stuff. So having people do that has really uh, been beneficial for myself as well.
Very cool. We still have a couple of more minutes, but what do can you share like at least one or two of your most memorable, like, wow, we really knocked it out of the park with this client.
Yeah. We used to do fitness challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So, like not say fitness challenges, weight loss challenges. Again, that's
Mm-hmm.
not my real forte, as I talked about. My more strength training, and technically, it's a little bit supposed to be out of scope for me. I can talk to people a little bit about nutrition, but I don't plan or give super big diet advice. It's out of scope. So they should be. If I have somebody who wants to do that, I refer out to a registered dietitian. But we had a girl, and she came in. She actually worked for a fitness company. Um, and she felt like she was the least fit out of the whole company, obviously. And so she came with us and she worked out and she, gained a couple, little bit of percentages on their muscle mass, lost a lot of body fat, and also, was able to do things that she didn't think she could do.
Yeah.
And so again, I could have, if I had known that was, I could have provided a picture. I mean, the picture tells 1,000 words with her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so that kind of stuff is always really fun to do if people are coming. I had one girl who lost like 15 pounds in like, what was it, almost 6 months because she was getting ready
Uh-huh.
for her wedding. Looked amazing on her wedding day. Talked
Yeah.
about a couple of people who have, gone on vacation and then hiked, Machu Picchu, get ready for that. And then they're like, I could never have done it. I didn't think I had the fitness, the cardio, the breath to do it all. And it's at elevation, I believe, right? So
Yeah.
having them do that and then send pictures back, there's always like, again, I don't like to take too much credit. They come in, they do the work, and it's again about showing up and doing the work, and
Yeah.
they made it happen. I just kind of gave them a roadmap.
That's true. Well, that's really awesome. Well, this was really fun, and I hope some others that are watching this will get inspired because I mean it's a life changer. There's been a few things over the last few years for me um, that with my fitness changing, it just makes your quality of life so much better.
Yeah,
And if someone doesn't have a trainer and you're in Huntington Beach, reach out to Evan. He's amazing. If not, just find somebody and like you said before,
just
just
start
just
working out, just start
just
doing
start.
something.
Walk around the block, walk to the end of the driveway. But
Start small, baby
right
steps.
right on. Well, cool. Well, thank you. Sessions number 6,
All
and
right,
we will see you the next time. Thank you so much again for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
All right.
David.
Of
Okay.
course, my pleasure.
Bye.
Okay.